Hey, it's Hannah. Thank you for joining me. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So I've got my old set off and I'm going to be doing a Stiletto Christmas set. So I have my e-file here with just this bit on the end, and I'm going to go ahead and go around my cuticles with that. Okay, so you can use your e-file for this, but I'm just going to take this 100 and 180 file, and I'm going to take this side here, and I'm just going to buff away any of the shine that's left on my nails. So I've got all of the shine buffed off, and I'm just going to take a little bit of alcohol and gently clean away any of the dust that might be there. So I'm going to be working with some of the Madame Glam today. So I'm going to take the non-acid primer and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on each nail. I'm going to take the Soak Off base coat and I'm going to do 2 layers of this. I use this as kind of like a protective layer on my nails, so I do this under everything, and I'm going to do 2 full layers of it. So because I'm going to be using a different brand of Polygel, I'm going to take the sticky dispersion layer off. This is more just my protective base layer anyway. So now, because I'm going to be putting Polygel on top of this, it likes to stick to a rough surface, but I just put this on, so I don't know that I need to rough it up. But I think I'm going to take just this file again, and I'm just going to gently rough up the surface just so we know that everything is going to stick. Okay, so I took most of the shine off there. I didn't do a real perfect job because, like I said, I just did this. I don't think I really need to take that layer off because product does stick to product. However, I am going to take a little bit more alcohol and just clean away any of the dust that might be there, just to be safe. Okay, so I'm not going to be using forms or anything like that today. What I have ordered is this bag of false nails from the cart. So these are Stiletto, and they are the, I think these are just the long ones, but they're matte. So on the website it says that you don't have to etch the inside of these because they are matte, so they're already roughed up. So I don't know how I feel about that, if I want to rough up the inside or not. I might give it a go without, we'll see. But I have already pre-picked out my sizes here because I was just sitting last night and I thought, why not? So they should all be in here. Now the only thing is these are rather small. So this is the biggest size in the kit. So this is a size 0, and I have fairly small hands. So it fits okay now, but once I get the Polygel in there, I'm not sure how it's going to fit. So you can see just on the edge there, it could be, like, if this was a size bigger, that would be perfect. Now I also noticed when I was picking out my sizes, like, I went through one of the bags and I think it was a size 4. When I was going through the size 4 to pick out my tips, let me see if I can show you what I'm trying to say here. I thought this was strange. So here's the pack of size 4. And if I open them up, I'll put these back in just so I don't get them dirty and whatnot. But I noticed that they have the marking of size 4 on them, but there's different sizes in this bag. Now I won't be able to find one to show you, but these are both size 4. But when you look at them, like, if you line them up, normally if they're the same size, they fit together pretty well. But look at how much bigger that one is. So if you're having that issue where some of those sizes that you normally use aren't fitting right, look through the whole bag, because some of them, even though they both say size 4, like if you can see, I don't know if you can see the number through there. They both say size 4, but they're definitely different sizes. I don't know if you can, if I hold them like that, if you can really tell. Those are both size 4, and one is so much smaller than the other. So if you're having issues where your sizes aren't fitting properly or whatever, this is the only bag though that I seem to have that problem with, because I went through the size 0 to see if maybe there was a bigger one in there, and there wasn't. So just be aware that there may be different sizes in there even though they are labeled the same, which I thought was kind of weird, but maybe it was a misprint. I'm not sure. Maybe I was just that lucky person that got the one that was marked wrong. I don't know. But so I'm going to pick out the ones for one hand here, or I'll just organize them all, I guess. Okay, so I have this from Model 1s. This is my absolute favorite nude color for Polygel. I got this off of Amazon. I'll put the link for Amazon and the Model 1s in the description box down below, but this is by far my favorite nude color that I've ever used. So I'm going to use this as a base, just so I might do some French tips, just so I have a nice nude color underneath. So it's a little bit more of a pinky nude color, but it's still by far my favorite. So this says, like I said, these say they don't need etched. But what I might do, just to be on the safe side, is put some of this primer on the inside of the tip, just so maybe it'll chemically etch it a little bit, just so we can be kind of on the safe side. So I'm going to just gently paint a little bit of primer on the inside of each of these tips, just so we can be safe. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start on my little pinky over here. So let that dry for a second, and I'm just going to squeeze like the tiniest amount here. I don't want too much at all, like that's probably too much, so I'm going to take the spatula, and of course this stuff is really sticky, and I'm just going to take out about that much of it and put that to the side. It's because when you put too much and you press it down, it does tend to squeeze out all over the place. Doesn't look too bad. Press it down again, make sure it's straight, make sure there is no bubbles, and I'm going to put that into cure. Okay, so I have that on, and that was honestly like the perfect amount of polygel. Like if you look under there, there's none spilling out. Well, you can see just a little bit there, but that's normal. Like that goes to the end of my actual nail. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the rest of them. So I don't know if you guys need to see me do more. Maybe I'll do this hand off camera and I'll come back and I'll do a couple more, maybe my pointer finger with you guys, just so you know the process and everything like that. But until then, I will do these real quick and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I have a little bit of a different setup today. I'm actually doing this on my kitchen table because I felt kind of claustrophobic in my room. But as you can see, I have no nails on. So these false nails, the matte ones from a cart, apparently, even though they are matte and it says you do not need to file the inside, you do, because they all popped off. So it's a couple days later because I was frustrated. I managed to get the other ones off. I did, however, in my frustration, almost file through my thumb, so it is really tender. I might do all other 9 and leave this one with just kind of like a clear coat on it, because I keep hitting it off of things and it really hurts. So tip, don't file off your nails when you're stressed. If you can see, that is kind of, get my light on it, it's kind of really pink and it really hurts. All of my other nails though are in one piece. So I have a Christmas dinner to go to tonight, and I don't want to go barehanded because I don't like the way my hands look. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my rings off just so they're kind of out of the way. I'm going to get out my e-file, and I've just got this little cuticle bit in here that I will use to rough up the inside of the tips, because I don't want them to pop off in the middle of dinner. And I have Christmas shopping to do tomorrow, so I want them to last. So I'm going to have to go ahead and size these all out again. So 0 is for, I'm going to get one out for my thumb just in case I feel that it is okay to put one on there. I didn't file all the way through my nail bed, just a little bit right there if you can see that pink dot, because I had the file flat and I was really going for it because I was a little bit panicky because I was just, that's who I am. So I'm going to get out a size for this one too, just because it didn't go all the way through. I feel like something sturdy on there so I don't keep hitting it on things will be okay. But my last set just came off and I have roughed up the surface, and I am for sure going to carefully put a clear layer on this, and I'm saying carefully because if you have sensitive or thin nail beds and you go to put your finger in a lamp, you will feel that heat spike a lot more. So my lamp actually has a lower mode on it so that it takes longer to cure, but the light isn't quite so powerful. So I'm going to do all my other fingers on the high one and then do this one on the low one, just so I don't burn myself, because when it's curing, I think it kind of shrinks a little bit, and when it's shrinking, it can really burn. So I don't want to do that. I've got my Soak Off base coat over here, and I also have my non-acid primer. However, most of my nails still have the base coat on them because I didn't file all the way off. So I don't necessarily need the primer on all of them. I'm just going to put it around the cuticle areas on some of them where I did file it off. Of alcohol, and I'm just going to cleanse my nails. Oh, that hurts. My thumb really hurts. But I'm just going to cleanse my nails and let that dry so that I know there's no oils, no dust, no anything. Maybe a dog hair or two, but... And then I'm going to gently put the primer on. This one I didn't end up putting a nail on because I knew it was going to pop off before I did that one. This one's still full coverage. So I'm just going to put a little bit of primer on this one. I need a little bit back here. A little bit back here. This one I think mostly came off, and same with this one. So that's good for that. And I'm going to leave this one alone just because I don't want to put any extra product on it that I don't have to. So this is the Soak Off base coat. And I'm going to do all of them, and I'm going to leave this one for last and do that on the slow cure. But I'm going to do 2 layers of the base coat, so it's kind of like a protective layer between my nails and then whatever product I am putting on top. Okay, so I did 2 full layers and then just a 3rd layer right on where it was really thin. And I'm just going to carefully take the dispersion layer off so I can see. Okay, so that is way better. It is, like, it still hurts to touch it a little bit, but... Okay, so all of my top coats are on, or my base coats are on. I've got all my tip sized up here. And I've got my little e-file. So I'm going to go ahead. I think I'm going to buff them as I go just because I don't like the dust. And if I do it little bits at a time, it doesn't bother me quite so much. Okay, change the bit again to my mandrel bit. So we'll try this again. I want to know why they just keep popping off like this. Okay, so I have these. These are Stiletto dual forms. Tried them once before, but I think my gel was too opaque, so they did not work. I'm going to have to file the edges because my nail beds are rather round and these are not. So I'm going to start with one, and if it works, then I will file this off and I will do them all. If this does not work, I will try a completely different method because I only have a few hours before dinner, and if it doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to find something else to do. So I'm just going to gently taper these edges in. I'm going to use clear so I know that it will be able to cure all the way through. So I'm just going to, I think this is, maybe I'm just not meant to have cute Christmas nails. I'm gonna put about that much in there. And I'm just going to use this little brush again to smooth it out because, again, my other brush is dirty, so. That looks somewhat okay, so I'm going to start about here and slowly push back till it's about where I want it. Make sure the end is all the way filled. I'm going to put that into cure. Okay, so it was in there for the full time. It should be cured all the way through. So what we're supposed to do, I would usually pinch it, but these are not the regular dual forms, so I'm going to try and get my, oh, they're definitely attached. So I'm going to hold my nail bed here so there's no pulling, just because when I do it I can feel it, because I'm just trying to get these underneath there so that I can lift it. I can't use my thumb too much because it hurts, but okay, so there is that. That actually doesn't feel too bad. The cuticle actually looks phenomenal compared to my normal cuticle work. So I think once I file that up and go ahead with it, I think that'll be perfect. So I'm going to reuse this dual form because I've already filed it and whatnot. So I'm going to pick the nails that it fits for, and I'm going to go ahead and do those. I think I'm just gonna go through these real quick because you don't need to watch me struggle with this. You watched me struggle for it once, so I will go ahead and do these, and I will be back to file them up and decorate them with you. Okay, so I have all of my nails on with the dual forms. I've popped those off. So what's left to do is to shape them because they still come out a little bit weird with stuff around the edges. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly file these up. So it's going to take me a few minutes to do this, but already that looks way better than it did when I first started. So if you look at that one compared to the one beside it, so it doesn't take long to fix them up. They are fairly strong, so I'm hoping these will last me for quite a while. So I'm just going to go ahead and file these up real quick, and I will be right back. This is where I am at, and I have to say, I tried these dual forms once before and they did not work, and I was going to throw them out. However, I'm glad I tried them again with the clear Polygel because this is probably the happiest I have ever been with the shape of my nails. Okay, so we're gonna pretend like it hasn't been a whole week since I put these on, but it has been. So, okay, so I think it was the red background that was doing that. So it is time to decorate these. I've kind of enjoyed them clear for about a week, so I think now would be a good time. I'm not quite sure what I want to do, but I have these. These are from the Madame Glam Advent Calendar this year, so I'm thinking I might use these. Nice red, a white liner just for some designs, and then a glitter polish and some glitter flake top coats. I also went to Sally's and I picked this up, just a red chrome powder. I have every other color but red, so it was a little more expensive. It was $17. I usually get these off of Amazon or AliExpress for a couple dollars, but I didn't have the time to wait for them, so I'm just going to wipe down my nails here. kind of like having it zoomed in this close. It's kind of, I don't know. So because these are grown out about a week, there is a little bit of growth just around my cuticle area, and sometimes the polish won't stick. It will just kind of come up, especially the top coat. So I'm going to do a quick layer of a base coat just to make sure that everything is going to stick. And I buffed these up as well, just so everything will stick. Okay, so those are nice and cured, and I'm going to pick up this Madame Glam. It is called Noel, but I believe this is exclusive to the advent calendar, so I'll show you the color. I don't know that that's as red as I want it. Okay, so I actually have just this piece of tin foil here. I'm going to take my Madame Glam Perfect Red, and I'm going to mix in just a little bit of this. That's more what I was looking for. Okay, perfect. I'm going to gently paint this whole nail. Just like that, and I'm going to give that a cure. Okay, so there it is with 2 coats. One thin layer of this No Wipe top coat. Just like that. Give that a cure. And I'm going to take this, so carefully open this up. I'm going to kind of try and fade it down, so you can see, kind of buff it in. Look at that. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to do a lot of them like that now. Carefully dust that off. Okay, so I had plans to do other things, but I think I'm going to do them all chrome now. Got my little snowflake stamps here. Just going to clean up any on my skin here. And I'm going to do another layer of the Soak Off No Wipe top coat just to seal everything in. Okay, so I zoomed out just a little bit because it was hard to look over my camera. But I think I'm going to do the same thing on my thumb as I did there. Okay, so the other three, I think I'm going to paint a white background, and then I'm going to ombre the red and gold chrome. Get all this out of the way. And now I'm going to do a no wipe top coat on all three of those. Okay, so I'm just going to take some alcohol and I'm just going to clean this. I don't know that I really like that. I'm going to take that off. And a layer of no wipe top coat. Okay, so a couple of spots the chrome didn't take because there was no top coat, so I'm going to fix that up. But while I do that, I'm going to be putting on some of these AB rhinestones. These are just silver, but these are AB. So I usually use these ones all the way down to the smaller ones. But what I have to do first is take a little bit of alcohol and clean everything and let it dry. Let it dry really well, and once that's dry, I'm just going to touch up the edge here. And I'm going to dust that off. I'm going to take a layer of the no wipe top coat. Top coat the whole thing, and then I'm going to add some just like that, and I will put that into cure. Now that that's cured, I'm just going to add some top coat to these, make sure they stick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that to these two as well. Okay, so I have this Madam Glam Cuticle Oil. I'm just going to massage that in. Oh, it smells so good. And there we go. That is the finished look. Got some paint on my hands, but that'll come off. So there we go. There is my Christmas set of nails. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching.